Good morning, all the guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Legian Ballroom. So today we gather here together for the second day of Asia Pacific Mensa Gathering 2023. How is everyone's doing? Great. How was your sleep? Oh, not enough. How was the party last night? Fun, great, awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to continue for the second day of AMG 2023 with special speakers, of course. And this is very special because after lunch, we have workshop Indonesia traditional dance. We are going to having workshop for pandat dance. This is one of the special dance that we are going to learn together, practice together after lunch session, ladies and gentlemen. May I hear your spirit? Hi! Hello, hello! Hi, hi, hello! Hello, hello, hi. Please give applause once again. Yes, let's get started. All the guys, we are going to start from the first speakers, Mr. Jacky Mussry. Jacky Mussry is a prominent business leader known for his role as the Deputy CEO of Marketplace Inc., a well-established marketing and consulting company based in Indonesia. With a strong background in marketing and business strategy, Jacky Mussry plays a pivotal role in supporting the growth and success of Marketplace Inc. As Deputy CEO, Jacky Mussry is a key figure in the leadership team of Marketplace Inc., contributing to the company's mission for providing businesses with effective marketing strategies and consulting services. His expertise and strategic insight are instrumental in helping clients navigate the ever-changing landscape of the Indonesian market. His dedication to excellence and innovation aligns with Marketplace Inc.'s commitment to delivering top-notch solutions to businesses across Indonesia. His role as Deputy CEO highlights his significant contribution to the company's continued success. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jacky Mussry.
Hi, good morning everyone. How are you? Fine, good. I'm fine too. So I hope you're enjoying Bali so far. And I think you have another one day right here, right? Okay. I hope you can still enjoy Bali. So my name is Jacky. I'm very happy to be here with all of you. And I'm going to share something which is not really new, but a bit new. Okay, I would say like that, safely say like that. So what I'm trying to share is based on what a book I just wrote with Professor Philip Kotler. And this is about entrepreneurial marketing with a bit of AI context. So, and I will discuss about the marketing blind spots. Well, I have to talk about marketing because my background is marketing and strategic management. And I've been helping so many companies in Indonesia in dealing with uncertainty, developing their strategies, and of course, most of the time, how to take them out of the crisis. And this is the problem. Most companies in Indonesia, they never create their own crisis. They just wait for the crisis to come, and when it's come, sometimes it's too late. So this is what really happened, and it's very difficult to handle that kind of situation mainly. So this is the book. It's available now. It's very tough to write this book because I have to deal with a lot of editors. You know, I have to deal with a content refinement editor, footnote editor, the index editor, a lot of editors. And I have to deal also with one Singaporean professor, Professor Huidian Huan, which is very typical Singaporean, very meticulous, very detailed, and every word you will ask up to the bone. Like, Jacky, we cannot use and, we have to use the word or. And you know, he gave me tons of reasons why, what's the consequence of and what's the consequence of or. And because only those two simple words I cannot go sit for 1 week. But I'm happy to work with him because he's genius. I mean, like, you know. And Professor Kotler, we call him as the father of modern marketing. He's now 92 years old, but still very sharp and questioning everything like hell. So also working with him is like a dream come true, because when I was in my bachelor's degree, I was taking my bachelor's degree, I read his textbook, and I said, wow, this guy's like awesome. But I never thought that I will meet him one day and write a book with him. And he's very happy. And currently, after the launch of this book in I think last March, 1 month after that, John Wiley sent us another contract to create the sequel of this book. So I'm in the process of writing this sequel of this book. So it's very tough. And I think 3 days ago, I submitted to Professor Caldwell for the review. Still, pounding inside my heart. All right. It's like in a movie. I think I should move here. Okay. So I will do it why, what, and how. Very simple. Okay, I'm not going to bore you with all this definition, but we know that we cannot live without AI right now, right here, right now. And according to Ray Kurzweil, I think in 2045, he said we're going to, move into the era what he called it the singularity. And I think at that time, AI will really replace most of what we're doing daily in thinking simple things, so we can focus on the big things, on creativity, on those kind of things, vision, dreams, and everything. So let all the dirty words, just let the AI doing it for us. So technology, we put technology as part of the most important drivers in the dynamic aspect of a business landscape. We have this 5D over here. As you can see that we have technology, regulation, those kind of things, right? And those elements, we call it the part of changes, right? And change is part of the 4C, together with competitor, customers, and your company. So this is what we call it, the 4C model. Very simple. 4C model. You have change, you have competitor, you have company, you have your customers. Very simple like that. And the thing is, most people, especially in marketing, sometimes, I'll show you that later on, sometimes they don't really understand what will happen in the macroeconomics, in the macro environment. They just trapped in what they're doing daily on the tactical aspect. Hey, I have this product, good product, let's sell it. What's going to be the, very simple, very straightforward, tactical like that. They don't understand what happened in the macroeconomics. Sometimes they put it on the shelf, they put it online, and nobody's buying it. And they don't know why. They don't know how to connect between the macroeconomics, for instance, like economic growth, with the pricing policy. They don't understand what happened with, this is, now in Indonesia, we're experiencing what we call it the demographic bonus. And when we ask those marketing team, hey, we're dealing with this, demographic bonus. What's the implication on your stock keeping unit? And they're just lost, like that. And that's dangerous. So that's why we need a very holistic, very, very comprehensive model to deal with that kind of blind spot. I'll explain that later on. Okay, this is AI in marketing. We use it everywhere right now. Creating content and analyzing, reporting on data, everything. And this is awesome, of course. And it creates a better customer experience, a more efficient way to deal with the operational aspect in your company, and so on and so on and so on. And research, now research is becoming like normal things. Even if we don't want to buy something in Bali, we can do a small research first. If we are too lazy to conduct a research, we can have a quote-unquote a default panel in your WhatsApp group. Or you can tweet someone, hey, I'm in Bali, I want to buy, how much do you think is going to be the price? And millions of people will give you the information, it should be this, the price is like this, the best place to buy this and everything. 30 years ago, if you go to New York, as an Indonesian, if you go to New York, we're very intimidated, right? We go here and there, we ask, can you show me where? No, I'm busy. Nobody will talk with you. That's New Yorker, right? It's okay. I mean, that's nothing wrong with that. But it's too intimidating for someone coming from a small country, small cities, something like that. It's very intimidating with all those, skyscrapers everywhere, here and there, right? But now if you go to New York, you can know New York better, much better than the New Yorker, just because of the Google map. All the information you have in your hand. You want to have a specific kind of soup, you can have it. You want to go to Hoboken, you can know exactly which platform you have to go to, what time, where, when, how much the cost, and everything. You want to go to the jazz club there? You ask somebody in New York, can you show me where's the Birdland? I think maybe. They answer you with maybe. With Google Map, gives you the right direction, right place, and it will tell you it's not open yet. So that's really amazing. It's, we're all becoming a savvy researcher every and each single day. Okay, this is the use in business, of course. The problem in a company, actually it's mostly not on strategy. It's easy to develop strategy in a company. Most of companies in the world, easy. The problem is not on the strategy development, but before making the strategy, which is the analysis part, understanding what happened out there, what's the issue, what's going to be the implication, and so on and so on and so on. And after that, you develop the strategy, and there's another hiccup. Making a strategy, you can start with a piece of paper, and that's a very good strategy. Or you can develop in one thick book, it's a good strategy as well. The problem is not on the strategy, but on the execution of the strategy. Most failures is on the execution. I just have a chat with Mr. Rianto over here. Lots of companies, they fail to perform, not because of the strategy, but because of the execution. I think 70 to 80% failure is on the execution part. So, and most on the execution, we're dealing with operational aspects. And it's very inefficient. If you hear the word inefficient, you don't have to ask a PhD or professor. You know exactly there is something in your income statement which is not right. There's a hidden cost there that you have to fix. Otherwise, it will reduce your profit margin. And finally, it will reduce your bottom line. So with AI, it will make your operation of your company becoming much more efficient, so to speak. So we have a lot of the models of the AI. I'm not going to bore you with this. And in Indonesia, we have this generative AI. And again, if you're dealing with generative AI, it really depends on the quality of how we prompt the AI. So that's why sometimes we have to be really careful when we try to ask something to ChatGPT, for instance, like that. Okay, let me carry on. So this is some of the tools that use in marketing. For instance, like we have a content creation, we have search personalization, audience profiling, those kind of crazy things. Usually when we want to profile the market, we have to do a lot of research, market research, to profile the market. And yet, it's not really, precise, accurate. And on top of it, you did your research yesterday. Today it will change already because market is very dynamic. That's why with this technology, we can do a lot of personalization. Furthermore, we can offer our customers what we call it customization. Let them decide. Let them choose. Let them. So it creates more engagement between customers and your company. If this is a big if, you have a company and you still have what we call it a loyalty program, there is something wrong with your company. Meaning your company don't have what we call it a natural lock-in mechanism. If you put away your loyalty program, your customers will go away. Meaning they're not true loyal. You bribe them to stay with your company. Right? Does Google have a loyalty program? No, of course not. They don't have a loyalty program. We need Google. Why is that?
Because Google solved our problem. They're not selling product, quote unquote. Their product is solutions for us. So for instance, like, if you said to your friend, like, hey guys, tomorrow I'm going to, close down my company. Maybe I'll open up another 3 months from now. And if you see your friend, oh, okay, good. They have no problem with that. There's something wrong with your company. Because somebody can replace your company the next day, right? But if Google said, guys, I'm going to stop operating this platform for, say, 2 weeks. I'll see you in another 2 weeks. All around the world, please don't. Because we're depending on Google. And because we are depending on Google, that's why China don't want to depend on Google. So this is how we see things working right now. So this is some of the tools. I just skip it. In Indonesia, we don't have the regulation yet. We don't have the regulation yet. In my last contract with Wiley Publishing, based in Hoboken, in New York, there's a statement in that contract. If I asked to ChatGPT, what is the best way to deal with customers? And you have tons of answers from ChatGPT. And I quote that, I have to disclose to my publisher that I'm quoting for ChatGPT. So this is crazy. Now it's, this is already happening. So we have the complexity of copyrights violation, those kind of things. So I'm not going to bore you with this. And look at this. How this AI can increase global economy. Look at the estimate. It's crazy. And this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. And change in the social culture, the impact on working culture. Look at this. Marketers, they are now busier than ever, but they're getting time back. This is like a paradox, right? 90% of marketers say AI and automation help them spend less time on manual tasks. All those that are not really creating value. So if someone works in a company, this person should create value for the company, right? Should create value for the company. So if you want to create value, then you have to focus on value creating process, not something which is like not creating value, wasting your time. So you can let AI doing it for you. And 80% of spend more time on the parts of their job they enjoy most. This is very important because it creates more better morale for the workers, the employees, people, whatever you call it. Look at this. They can spend more time on creativity. And creativity is the most difficult aspect in your company to be calculated financially. That's why if you deal with a productivity team, they will hate you. Why is that? Because as a creative person, you have to sometimes you have to do procrastination. You have to procrastinate. That's part of creativity. Let me sleep for a while. Okay. Let me have a coffee. That's part of creativity. But those productivity team, their mindset is what? Input, output. If you have only 2 hours, give me 10 units of something. That's very, very strict, very rigid. And this is one of the biggest dichotomy in a company that we have to converge. I'll explain that later on. So this is the thing. Look at this. They are working more per week, but they're happier. So this is the good part of AI. But of course, there's another downside of AI. Sometimes it's also very expensive to make sure that you have a good one in your company. And this is how they affect the company, affect industry in healthcare, transportation, you name it. It's everywhere, here and there. And it will really create a, affecting customer expectations. Now customers, is very difficult to deal with them. They are very sophisticated, difficult to satisfy. And if you can't satisfy them, it doesn't mean they can be loyal to you. Long time ago, not too long, of course, say like what, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, you can see in statistics, what we call it, the correlations, R square, Between satisfaction and loyalty is very strong. From 0 to 1, the biggest index is 1, R square. It's like, if you can satisfy them, usually they can be loyal. Because the index shows will reach something like 0.8, 0.76. So if there's 10 people you can satisfy, at least 7 to 8 will be loyal to you that time. But now, the R square is going down and down. I think a couple of years back, there's one reason I checked the R square. It's not even, it's 0.02, not even 0.1. 0.01, meaning there's a decoupling between satisfaction and loyalty. And even they're loyal to you, it doesn't mean they will give a positive advocacy to your product, to your brand, to your company. So this is crazy. So that's why customers becoming, everybody now is really focused on customers. It's now becoming a customer centricity approach right now. Okay, so this is the thing. Oh, okay, sorry. I'll move it forward. Customers, they are very connected. Extremely connected, right? And because they are connected, they are more informed. They are more sophisticated. They are more demanding. They come to a car show, and the salesperson, they feel like, wow, this car should know better than me. So this is crazy. The bargaining position shifting to the customer side. They decide when, what, how much, and so on and so on. It will affect the whole marketing approach that we learned from the past 20 years. The textbook should be revamped, should be rewritten. We have to unlearn, relearn, those kind of things. Now I go to I'm still, sometimes I'm lecturing in some of universities in Indonesia. I come to the classroom, I said to my, the learning participants, I said, if I have to read this again, I'm not going to do it. This is, it's not going to, this is like the same like 20, 30 years ago. How are you going to use it? How are you going to survive using the old school approach of marketing? Old school. Why is that? Because there is a paradigm in the academics. You cannot just share everything in the classroom unless you have the empirical proof. And to get that empirical evidence, it's very difficult. It takes time. You have to, go on through a very tough research. Develop your hypothesis, prove it whether it's supported or not. Then you have to write a journal. You have to publish it in a well-known journal, Scopus, for instance, like that. And then somebody will then quote your idea, quote your findings, put it in the textbook, print it, publish it. It might take like 5 years from day one until somebody is quoting your findings. But once somebody put it in the textbook, when you read it, yeah, I know this. Yeah, it's. I don't think it's valid now. So that's, serious lagging in sharing relevant knowledge right now. Stronger bargaining position, of course. And this is our chance. We still need to navigate them. Why is that? They are overwhelmed with a lot of information. It's too big for them to chew, right? And this will create a less accurate decision for them. So this is our chance to help our customer. Hey, it's me, I will help you. I'm your buddy, something like that. So you have to navigate your customers. In the classroom with all the learning, we have to navigate them because they might be smarter than us. We have to navigate them. We have to tell them, this is a jungle, this is a tree I have to cut. You avoid that because there's whatever, something like that. You have to navigate. That's our role for our customer. So we have to be a trusted navigator. The word trust, I'm sure that's one of the most valuable, intangible assets of individual, of a company, of a group, organization, even a country. Trust. Sadly, you cannot put trust in your balance sheet. Right? How much the price of trust? It's difficult. How much the worth of a very strong network in Indonesia, in the world? It's, very, it's invaluable. Right? How much the worth of brand? For instance, like according to Interbrand, the worth of Apple as a brand, only the brand. So if you want to buy Apple, I want to buy your brand. Okay, you know how much we have to spend for that? This is according to the valuation of Interbrand. 480 something billion US. Billion US. Only for the brand. But you cannot put that in your balance sheet. According to Cantor, another research firm, the worth of Apple as a brand is 800 something billion US. That's a lot of money. That's only Apple. So if I have a lot of money, like 800 something billion, and I convert that to Indonesian rupiah, right? Okay, and I rent an aircraft. I fly from Aceh to Papua, and I just throw the money all around Indonesia. In that one fine day, poverty will gone in Indonesia. In that one day, with that only value of Apple. So it's really crazy. Okay? So we have to provide them with a platform. Let them play in the platform. But of course, we cannot handle that. We cannot handle them ourselves. That's why we have to engage with partners as well. You have to collaborate with partners. I'll show you some example later on. We have to focus on the solution. Selling product. Product is only our, tools to give them solutions. Not the product. The era of product-centric is over. Totally over. It's becoming customer centricity, and now it's becoming what? Solution-centric. If you cannot provide a solution, they will not stay with you, period. You're not there, they will choose some other party to help them. It's really, really something like that. And we have to provide, of course, supporting services, which is in some e-commerce platform quite lousy, actually. And this is the best part, actually. We cannot just communicate the value of our solutions. You're using us, you can get this benefit, with this price. That's a value. You cannot just communicate, if you use our product, this is the emotional benefit, you will look blah, blah, blah. That's okay, but that's not enough anymore. That's necessary, but not sufficient. What we need is to communicate value and values. Because now is the era of ESG, 4 pillars, 5 pillars, SDG, triple bottom line, you name it. Sustainability. And if you're just driven by value, then we'll becoming an economic monster. Becoming like, just create value for the company and that's it. But values is very important as well. Creating values with values. Creating value with values. So that's the, in short. This is, even you like it or not, at least if you deal with Airbnb, they navigate us. Sometimes we have problem when we deal with when we come to the, the rented house and so on. But, so far, Airbnb really shake out the industry, really confronting the hospitality industry with a new approach that really, really focused on solution for the customers. Now the what? According to IMF, I think last year, mid-June, mid-2022, June, something like that. They published something. This is the word, according to IMF. After 2022, the global situation will be becoming more gloomier, and uncertain. And this is what really happening right now. It's not really, we have this war here and there. We have this, environmental issue here and there, geopolitics, those kind of things. So gloomy and more uncertain. So our company can be, we still have the chance. after 2025 to still grow or maybe stagnant or might be declining, right? And this is what I call it the post-normal era. After the new normal, after COVID and everything, we're bouncing back. This is what we call it, starting from 2021, what I call it the post-normal era. And we learned from the crisis yesterday, when the pandemic hit here and there in the world, most of companies, they're becoming not professional. They're trying to keep their professionalism, but most of them are saved, can survive the cuts because of they're also very entrepreneurial. So this is the thing. To deal with the next curve, to go to 2025, to 2030 and beyond, we have to combine those two capabilities, professionalism and entrepreneurship. To entrepreneur is not good as well, because you have to institutionalize your entrepreneurship professionally in your company to make it sustainable, going concern and so on. But too professional is not good. What is professional? Working 9 to 5. That's professional. And after that, if there is something urgent, you try to call your team. Hey, it's after 5 o'clock. Come on, man. This is my personal time. You cannot call me. You text them, they're not going to respond to you. Saturday, Sunday, family time. We cannot mix between personal and professionalism. And if you have a crisis on Friday evening, this is what's going to happen. Oh, we have a crisis. Okay, let's talk it on Monday. You cannot do like that. You have a crisis, you have to fix it right away. Right now, right here. So that's the mentality of professionalism. And we can witness actually, during the crisis when the pandemic hit here and there, most of us, we are not working professionally. I have a meeting at 10 p.m., 2 o'clock in the morning, somebody calling me up, I have to pick up the phone. At 5 o'clock, somebody's calling, hey, we have a cash flow problem. Let's start the business at 7 o'clock, not 9 o'clock. That's not professional. But that's what really saved most of companies during the crisis. Not because they are professional. Of course, we keep the professionalism. But at that time, we see that it's a combination between the professionalism and entrepreneurship. So this is how to deal with the next curve, to go on to 2025, 2030, and beyond. We need new capabilities because the world is just too dynamic, too fast and too dynamic. Too dynamic. And we're also dealing with what we call it the marketing blind spots, as I mentioned some of them before. This is a condition which, we feel that we carry out a RISE marketing management process properly, but there are so many unconnected elements in our company that we actually don't know. If we know, it's okay, we can fix it. We don't know, so we don't really realize that. And this is what really hampers the capability to build what you call competitiveness in the future. Look at this. Too slow to evolve, marketing. Marketing versus market. Marketing is dealing with the ever-changing market, so to speak. Make it simple like that. But look at this. This is marketing. Too slow, old school, doesn't really know what happened in the market, out of track. And look at this. This is market. Oops, sorry. This is market. Very high-tech, fast, relaxed, connected. Market moving faster than marketing to the future. So there's a paradox. You call it marketing, but you cannot use it to deal with the ever-changing market. So what for? We learn marketing. So if we keep on doing like this, marketing as a knowledge will becoming what we call it a marginal knowledge. It will be marginalized because they don't do a lot of changes in marketing as a knowledge because it's too slow to progress, too slow to evolve. Okay. And this is also, I told you before, we neglect. Just focus on the micro environment. We neglecting the impact on macro environment. Right? And this is also another thing. It's too marketing oriented. They don't understand about finance at all. You can check to your team if you work in a company. Ask them a very simple question. Hi, you're in marketing? Yes. How many years you working? 8 years. Okay. Just ask them like this. When was the last time you just look at the financial report? Just look. Most of them, they never look at the financial report. And that's dangerous. Ask them, okay, oh yeah, I look the financial report. How many of you that actually touch the financial report? Read, understand, and finally make decision. Marketing is based on financial aspect. And marketers usually don't like financial report. Why? Because they are taught in the classroom just to use what we call it the non-financial KPIs. Brand equity, loyalty index, satisfaction index, those mambo-jambos. The only financial relevant to marketing for them is sales. Sadly, sales in the top line of your income statement. Your shareholders sometimes don't want to know about the sales. What they really care is the bottom line, because there they will get the dividends and the retained earnings as well to strengthen the equity of the company. So that's very sad. There's a disintegration, it's not integrating with marketing and finance. This is what really happening. Also problem with online, offline, ATL, BTL. And this is a very serious issue. They don't really pay attention on what we call it talent. We still use the word employee. Not even people, employee. And you recruit employee, you will have an employee mentality people. Nowadays, companies, they don't need employee, they need talent. It's the end of the human resource department. It's the end of the human capital department. Now it's talent management. We need talented people that can think, have a mindset like Pak Rianto said to me, really think like us. We have a, sway together, we can dance together. It's not like, contradicting every day. Talent. And this is also very serious. Sales and marketing is like, the cartoon Tom and Jerry. It's exactly like that. I'm not going to explain further, but I hope you can imagine this. So we need new capabilities to face the very rapid changes. And this is just before I end up my presentation. This is the model I put in the book. These are the two capabilities, main dichotomy in the company, professionalism and entrepreneurship. So, if you have a weak professionalism and a weak entrepreneurship, you become a zombie, like most in small, medium enterprises. Sometimes they open, sometimes they don't know what to do, sometimes they produce this, sometimes they stop. It's like there's no direction. Most of them, they cannot make it. Why? Because they have no entrepreneurship. They're just producer. They produce something, put on a shelf, and wait the magical things to happen. They produce and pray. It's not enough. And they're not professional. What is professional in small, medium enterprise? Ask them how many SMEs, especially in developing countries, that have what we call it financial report, accounting report. How they know they're productive if they don't have that report? How they can evaluate they're doing the right thing, the wrong thing, how to fix it if they don't have the financial report? Just skip that. So, and if you have a very strong entrepreneurship, but weak professionalism, then you'll become a vigorous dwarf. Mostly like what we have in startups. Very entrepreneurial, very fast, very entrepreneurial. But they cannot institutionalize their business professionally. And most Japanese companies over here, big, gigantic, but sluggish. That's why now South Korea is very good. China is now taking the lead, including in electric vehicle. BYD is one of the biggest now. Tesla is like number 2. Why? Because those Japanese companies becoming sluggish giant. Sluggish giant. Seiichiro, Toyota, Kawasaki, Suzuki, whatever, those becoming very famous brand. At the beginning, when they start the company, they are very entrepreneurial. But when it's becoming bigger, bigger, it's becoming too professionalized, too professionalized. And it's becoming what? Very bureaucratic, very procedural. Consensus. Those good old days, no, there's no consensus. I decide, let's do it. That's it, fast. Now, South Korean are like that. They have the pali-pali, the pali-pali, spirit. China, wow. China just, let's do it. Oh, it's wrong, fix it. Don't blame and just fix it. Fast. That's China. And we should shift to what we call OmniStar. More professional, but more entrepreneurial. This is easier said than done, of course, but it's possible. So we have the OmniStar. I'm not going to bore you with this, blah, 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 blah. Just skip this. Just to show a lot of dichotomies here, we have the CL. That's the entrepreneurial cluster, actually. Creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship, leadership. And on the other way around, we have the professionalism cluster, what we call it the PIPM. Productivity, improvement, those kind of things. The professional, how to monetize this professionally, and so on and so on. And as well as management. I'm going to skip this. And we connect this with what we call it the balance sheet, income statement, cash flow, and most important in the future is the market value of the company. Okay? We have also technology with humanity, but the interesting is operations is center stage, at the center stage of the model, not marketing, even though this is a marketing book. So this is a challenge for me to convince the father of modern marketing, I would say the inventor of marketing knowledge, Philip Kotler, that if Professor Philip, like, we have to put marketing a bit over here, operation, But finally he agreed. I was like so relieved when he agreed with this model. So this is a marketing book, but we put marketing on the side. Maybe this is quite controversial, but I'm very happy to introduce the new model of entrepreneurial marketing. So this is the model. I just want to make it very fast. Marketing is about three things only: customer management, product management, and brand management. And if you try to position yourself in a market, then you deal with the customer management. Product management, differentiation of the product. I just make it very quick. And brand, of course, with brand management. You create a position, you choose a position, meaning you're an opportunity seeker. You see that opportunity, right? You differentiate your product, you take a risk. But remember, entrepreneurship, it's not about just taking risk. If you're just taking risk, you're speculating things. Entrepreneurship is about taking calculated risk. It's not just taking risk. And you have to build network, right? And collaborate. That's the entrepreneurship principles, actually. And I can show you this one. Look at this. This one is Lexus LFA. All sports cars have a very distinctive sound, right? Engine sound. But Toyota, they don't have the competence in, to create a good sound of engine. Just an engine. They're good in making engine, but not good in making sound. So instead of building the competency, Toyota collaborate with a company, the best, that have a very good, the best in the world, acoustic, competency, which is Yamaha. Yamaha music, not Yamaha engine, Yamaha music. And Yamaha look at this, from the body of a guitar, they learn how to create a very good sound. And they create the surge tank of the engine, the intake of the engine, using that kind of acoustic principle they use in the guitar. And it creates one of the best sound of sports car. On the right side, you see that. Jack Daniels is a huge company. Coca-Cola is a huge company, yet they collaborate to create this, a can with, I think I told someone yesterday, 7% alcohol. And that's what you get when you go to a pub, a cafe, whatever. You can have a Jack Daniels, whiskey, cola, whatever. That's it. With a lighter alcohol. And there you go. You have Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola, two big, huge, big brands in one small can. This is what we call it network. You build network, not only network, but network which is working, where then you can collaborate. We, all of us, cannot handle this work alone. We have to collaborate. All right, just make it very fast, blah, 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 blah. I just want to show you that, technology will affect marketing management on those three core capabilities of marketing. Customer management, you have to pay more attention on community. More contextual approach. In Indonesia, you'll find out that if you go to McDonald's, you'll find a lot of their food they're selling there. You cannot find it in Singapore, in Malaysia, and in America. We have very specific, what we call it, ayam goreng kremes sambal mata. You cannot have that in America. Why is that? Because now McDonald's is also competing with all the food seller on the street because now they're connected to GoFood. So this is crazy. Now it's becoming like level playing field. And those big guys taking it seriously. You go to Yoshinoya, you can buy something exactly like we can have in Tokyo, in Japan, but there's a local twist. They provide you with also sambal balado. It's very Indonesian. They make it more contextual and more realistic positioning, and your product should be more based on what you call it, authenticity, using your company's DNA. You have to reinvent marketing mix. You have to redesign sales channel, omni-channel, for instance. And brand management, you have to build strong character, instill a sense of caring, and open up collaboration. Okay, last but not least, I just skip this one. Sales, that's the marketing. Operations, it's over here. And finally, we have finance, the PIPM, it's over here. Right, if we just try to put in a simple way. So we have to converge a lot of mindsets within the organization. Number one, how to converge C with P, I with I, and so on and so on. Yes, you can be creative. You produce technically feasible ideas, but you're using the company's capital. You have to calculate that as well. Yes, you can convert creativity into what we call it innovation, meaning it will create a solution for the customers, but will it create margin for the company? If it's not, something wrong, period. So it should be both ways. Yes, we create value, we market this, we take this risk, opportunity, whatever. But are we professionally monetize that? Yes, we safeguard our values, but can we create results? And what is results? Result is not input, output. That's not result. Result is input, output, outcome. And that's not enough. Impact. And impact is really the long-term result that we would like to have in a company. So just skip this. We have marketing, and this is I explained already. This is creativity should start with problems. You develop what we call it the technically feasible creative ideas, and then convert that into innovation, ready to market, commercialize, and to make sure that innovation will really provide solutions. Otherwise, we have to, make sure we have to, make a loyalty program, which is very expensive, to ensure that we can retain our customers. If it's only a product, not a solution. Okay, this is results from input. We have tangible input, intangible input, production process, and we have output, outcome, and impact. I explained this before. All right. Okay, just make a quick last one, because I'm running out of time. I'm trying to connect between creativity and balance sheet. And I have to have a very tough discussion with some of my professors, accounting professors, to see how we can work this out. Because, most of, those financial guys, every time we spend something, you're spending it. They don't understand we need that. Okay, so to do this, I have two approach, the lender perspective and the investor perspective. Okay, this is your creative capability in your company. So you produce, your output will be creative ideas, which is technically should be feasible, right? If we're talking from the lender's perspective, when you explain that, I have this idea, I have this big ideas, great ideas, those lenders, they're always skeptical about your ideas, about your creativity. They never value your creativity. Yeah, okay, good. How much money you need? I will borrow you money, right? Because they don't really appreciate your creativity. That's why they lend the money, right? They lend the money and they're becoming what we call it debt holder. All they're concerned is very short term. They're concerned about your revenue and your assets turnover because they want to have the money back with very huge interest. That's lender. So what happened to us? Our liabilities will increase, right? Our equity will remain the same. Our total asset will increase. So if our total assets increase, we have the obligation, we cannot really bargain this, to create sales, higher sales, period. And if you can see further, from the lender, because if you're dealing with lenders, selling your creativity, then you will have this higher debt to equity ratio. But if from the investor perspective, they appreciate your ideas, they will inject some capital and becoming what we call it shareholders, right? Short term, they will concern about the net income and the return on assets, return on equity, those kind of. And the long term, they will concern about what? The market value of the company. Because if it's really picking up, they're thinking, I think I should sell it for a gain, right? Short term, they will just focus on the net income. Why is that? Because they want to have the dividend as well, not the top line. So our liabilities, so we have to check our market to book value as well. They will check that out. So our liabilities remain the same. Equity will increase, and total assets will increase. And this will result in a lower debt to equity ratio. So either you want to choose that one or this one, it's up to you. But at least you know now how the impact on creativity in your balance sheet. This is a very simple model, but at least now there's room for creativity in the balance sheet and how to connect that with balance sheet, which has never happened before. Like creativity is like, never somebody put it in, connected to the balance sheet. Creativity like, expenses, something like that. So I think I'll stop there. Of course, I have so many slides more, but I'm not going to bore you with this. And if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to try to answer it. And please be nice to me. Don't be too difficult with the questions. Okay, thank you so much. Yep.
Okay, to me, I'm hearing a lot of new ideas. Is there any case study actual?
Yeah. Yes. Because I have a limited time, I don't put any examples here. I have tons of examples in the book. You can a lot of like what you call it, Evergrande, the one that's just bankrupt. Sorry, yeah, something like that. I forgot the name. And then TSMC. I'm not. No. Well, if you want to, but I'm just telling you exactly. But I have a very limited time, and I have. It's in the book. Yeah, in every opening of the book, I mention all the examples. So, yeah, there's a real example actually, real example. And even in that book, I boldly just put the idea how to calculate. I put the formula how to calculate the efficiency of creativity, the effectiveness of creativity, the concept, haven't been tested there. I've tested already, still, need further development. And finally, the productivity of creativity. That's a new formula that, everybody can use it to at least give an idea, they are creative, but it's not efficient. Have the idea like that. They're creative, but this is not really effective. They're creative, and this is very productive. There's a simple formula there with all the coefficient and everything. Very easy to understand. Just to give an idea, but you now can evaluate creativity in a more tangible perspective. Like, like you can, it's not too abstract. I'm trying not to make it too abstract. And I tested this concept to some of my creative friends, and they said, yeah, it's fair enough. If somebody evaluates me like that, it's fair enough. Something like that. So, yes, a lot of examples in the book. We just have to, last night I have to just put it away in these slides. Otherwise, it's going to be too long. Any further question? Okay, good. No questions. Thank you so much. And I hope you enjoy. Oh, another question here. I think it's in Paris Plus here. You can have it here. You go to the airport, you can find it everywhere. It's globally already. I launched that book in Vienna, in KL, in Tokyo, in what else? I think Singapore, yeah. Yeah, also Singapore, yeah. So here and there. So where else? Yeah, I forgot. Several cities in the world. I think 8 or 10, something like that. And of course, in Jakarta, Indonesia. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you so much. God bless you and peace.
Thank you. Please give applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Mr. Jacky Mussry. May we invite, please remain and join us on the stage. There will be a token of appreciation, and Pak Budi will give the special token to Mr. Jacky Mussry. Thank you. Please give applause once again.